11 Nigerian military personnel suddenly found themselves at the center of a tense moment after their aircraft made an unexpected landing in Burkina Faso. And trust me, the story behind it is far deeper than the headline suggests. The Nigerian Air Force C-130 was on a routine flight outside the country when a technical situation forced them to land safely in Bobo-Dioulasso. Now, what should have been a standard precaution quickly became a serious diplomatic headache when Burkinabe authorities detained the plane and the 11 personnel on board. As investigators asked questions, reports started circulating that the men explained they were just following orders. This wasn't a personal decision. They were clear that the landing was in line with military orders and safety procedures. That part is very important because it shifts the focus from blaming individuals to understanding how military operations work. In situations like this, personnel are trained to follow command structures, especially during emergencies. But this incident didn't happen in isolation, and here's where the real gist comes in. Burkina Faso, along with some Sahel countries, is very sensitive about its airspace, security, and foreign military presence. Even a technical emergency like this can raise eyebrows. That atmosphere of mistrust quickly turned a safety landing into a national security concern, at least from the Burkinabe perspective. Meanwhile, Nigerian officials were moving behind these scenes. Diplomatic discussions reportedly started immediately, assuring Burkina Faso that the mission wasn't hostile and that the landing was purely for safety. Nigerian authorities stressed that the officers were professionals and that the aircraft posed no threat. While all this was happening, the detained personnel reportedly remained calm, cooperating fully with local authorities as high-level talks went on. Stories like this show just how fragile regional relations can be. One unexpected event can create tension between neighboring countries, especially in regions facing security challenges. The takeaway for you as a viewer is simple. Military operations don't happen in a vacuum. Decisions made in seconds, often for safety, can carry political consequences that last for days or even weeks. And if you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you won't miss future updates and deep dives like this. As the discussions went on, the attention shifted from the detention itself to the bigger question of trust between African nations. Some people asked whether emergency landings by military aircraft should automatically trigger detentions, or if clearer communication systems should exist to avoid misunderstandings. Others focused on the human angle, reminding everyone that these are real people, far from home, caught in a situation bigger than themselves. Eventually, the reports indicated the situation began to cool as diplomatic engagement took effect. The focus shifted to resolving the matter peacefully and preventing similar incidents in the future. For Nigeria, this became a lesson on the importance of advanced communication and regional coordination. For Burkina Faso, it highlighted the challenge of balancing national security with regional cooperation. This story matters because it reflects the current state of affairs in West Africa, where trust is still being rebuilt and every action is closely watched. It also shows that headlines rarely tell the full story. Behind every news alert are layers of context, human decisions, and political realities that deserve careful attention. So if you like content that explains what's really happening behind the headlines, go ahead and like the video and of course subscribe. Your support keeps this channel growing and delivering clearer explanations. Now, as the dust settled, the conversation naturally moved to lessons we can learn. One clear takeaway is communication and transparency. When a military aircraft enters another country's airspace, even for safety reasons, prior notification is crucial. Without it, misunderstandings can escalate quickly. What should have been a technical precaution became a headline-grabbing international story because of gaps in coordination. Then there's the human side of the story. Imagine being one of those 11 military personnel, far from home, following orders, suddenly caught in a situation that could affect your career, your reputation, even your personal safety. Behind every report are real people making decisions under pressure, balancing duty, safety, and legality. It's a human story wrapped in a political and technical problem. The wider context makes it even more interesting. Burkina Faso and its neighbors in the Sahel are navigating a web of security concerns, political tensions, and shifting alliances. Even harmless military presence can raise eyebrows. This story isn't just about a landing. It's about how countries perceive each other, how fast trust can be lost, and why communication matters so much. For Nigeria, this is a reminder that even routine operations can have diplomatic consequences. It's a lesson in patience, negotiation, and strategy, and it highlights the chain of command. The officers were following orders, and their professionalism is worth recognizing. In situations like this, discipline and calm matter a lot, especially when news spreads quickly and speculation runs wild. Viewers, there's a bigger picture here. This incident shows how technical issues, human decisions, and political sensitivities intersect. It highlights why regional cooperation and proper protocols are so critical. Every flight, every mission, every decision has a ripple effect. And understanding that makes you a more informed watcher of regional affairs. Finally, this story sparks important questions for all of us. Should military personnel always be held accountable for following orders that inadvertently cross borders? Or should responsibility lie entirely with the command giving those orders? How can countries build stronger systems to prevent such misunderstandings? I want you to share your thoughts in the comments. Let's turn this into a discussion where everyone can engage and learn.